So my business, Everyday Spy, is it's my personal mission, right? And our mission is to teach spy skills that break barriers to anyone willing to learn. And I love that mission because it's specific that it applies to anyone who's willing to learn. If you're not willing to learn, you can go to hell. If you don't like spy skills, you can go to hell. If you don't have barriers to break, then you're lying to yourself and you can go to hell. I don't have any time for people who aren't part of my mission. But when it comes to breaking barriers, the truth is that we all have so many barriers in so many different areas of our life that we oftentimes don't stop to realize how they're all related. In an undercover world, the most dangerous thing about an undercover operation is not the operation itself. It's not going in and taking down Osama bin Laden. That's not the most dangerous part. It's not the helicopter ride under cover of dark. It's not the underwater scuba dive ride. It's not the, it's not the moment when you sit with the warlord at the Jirga table. Those things are not the most dangerous part. It's everything else about living undercover. It's the risk of signing the wrong name on a receipt when you go out to dinner. It's the risk of a cab driver finding out your home address. It's the risk of not tying your shoes the appropriate way. And then when you need it, they come untied and you trip. That's the kind of stuff that is the most dangerous to us because we rehearse the operation dozens upon dozens upon dozens of times. Like it's incredible the amount of rehearsal that goes into a live operation. But there's no rehearsal that goes into waking up and going downstairs and stepping out and making a phone call and catching an Uber. There's no rehearsal that goes into that. So the probability of you making a mistake is so much higher in everyday life. So CIA spends 90% of their money and time training its operatives to handle everyday life undercover. And it spends 10% of its money and time training undercover officers to actually operate because they know that the rehearsal and the practice and the rote memorization is going to make the operation a success. But that person is going to die, crossing the street in Korea because they don't know to look both ways on the center lane, which is where the buses can drive without stopping. So they have to spend all this time training us about everyday life. And those skills are what transformed my career. And then those are the skills that when I left CIA, I was shocked to see people didn't know how to get a free cup of coffee. You don't know how to negotiate your bill. You don't know how to, make somebody disarm somebody from being defensive to being friendly. Those are for me, those are very natural basic skills. So Everyday Spy is my outlet for teaching people all of the cool, not unclassified stuff that CIA did without having to risk any of the actual secrets that keep us safe.